Here's what we're going to talk about. You ready to get some
I'm
real
ready,
estate
man.
info?
I'm
Let's
ready.
talk some real estate here. Again, you guys keep commenting, shout us out, say hey. We'll try to shout you out back. Dave watches that, of course, as we go through the show. But here's what we're talking about today. We're talking about 4 fees or 4 costs that are associated with purchasing a home, but a lot of times are often overlooked.
They overlooked a lot.
When you look at, again, the purchase of a home, there are a lot of things that go into that. A lot of money goes here and there, yonder, and everywhere else. But these that we're going to talk about today, they're often overlooked when it comes to, hey, I'm purchasing a home. What all's involved in that? We've went through the loan process. We've went through the buying process. A lot of things we've already touched on. But again, these fees are some things people may not know that they're there. So we're going to talk about them today. We've got 4 of them. We'll give you the info. Any questions you have about those, just put that in the box. Dave's monitoring that. Also, Taylor's monitoring that from home in Russellville, Tennessee. Again, doing a good
Amanda
job.
says she's late for the party, but she's here.
Would
That's
you
all that
rather,
matters.
Amanda, have massive amounts of rain, or would you rather have massive amounts of snow? That is today's would you rather
That's right.
question for Amanda and everyone else that hasn't answered yet. So let's go. Real estate here. 4 fees often overlooked when purchasing a home. Number 1, all right? No particular order here. I'll go with number 1, all right? Number 1 thing is when you purchase a home, you are going to be asked the question, whether or not, because this is a choice here, right?
Right.
But you're going to be asked the question whether or not you would like a home inspection on the home that you're purchasing.
Right.
Okay? I'm going to give you my opinion, and I'm also going to tell you these are nothing more than our opinions.
Right.
This isn't legal or financial advice. These are our opinions. Somebody's calling Dave. That might be the war room right there. But, so here's what we're saying here. When you look at a home inspection, I highly recommend
Yes.
that on every home that you purchase, you get a home inspection, right?
Yes.
A lot of times, though, going into the process of purchasing the home, people forget about the home inspection and the fee that follows or goes with the home inspection.
Right.
Usually, that's going to be somewhere between $300 to $500. I'm probably right on that. A lot of it's based on square footage as far as what the price of that is. But again, that is a fee that a lot of times is often overlooked, that I'm going to have this to purchase a home.
Right.
But it's there.
Right.
It's a real fee.
Right.
Right?
Let's just go back, because again, you say this, I say this a ton of times. I say this a lot.
Sure.
You can buy a home with no money down.
Absolutely.
That is 100% true.
100%.
There is 100% loans available.
Yes, absolutely.
However,
Right.
there is still these fees.
Some of them.
That if, some of
Right.
the one I'm going to talk about next is a mandatory.
Right.
Can't get around that.
Sure.
You're going to have to pay for
Right.
it.
100%.
So, but if you want these things, if you want a home inspection, okay, that's essentially you're not no money down no more.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You got to pay a little bit of money to have a home inspection.
Right.
And again, I don't care. This is just me. I don't care what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get a home inspection on it. I just showed a house last weekend. It's going to be a brand new construction. They're building it right now.
Good point right here, by the way.
And I said, you should probably get a home inspection.
That's right. No doubt about
It
it.
don't matter.
Yes.
It doesn't. You want the house to be checked out. Again, it's a very minimal amount compared to the amount that you're going to agree to pay over the next 30 years.
Right. Absolutely.
It's a very small portion.
Yes.
It's
And
well
when
worth
you look at it again, we've talked about this before, but for those that may
I'm sure
not
all the
have
home
heard,
inspectors in the areas really appreciate
That's
that.
right, man. That's
now.
exactly right. Because honestly, again, this home that you all have saw last week, we previewed. We're going to do it again today. Again, we are in the process of filming the new hit series right here released on this channel. Again, turning this house into a home. We knew going into this that this house was going to be totally remodeled.
Right.
That we're going to be involved in. And there was really going to be not much of anything left.
Right.
But the first thing we did
Was
was
get a
get a
home
home inspection, right?
That's right, yeah.
On this house. We went ahead and spent that way. Are there any unforeseen things that I can't look through the wall?
Right.
I can't tell you a lot of things. Home inspectors, what they do, again, they go inspect the entire house. Every inch of it, all the components of it, the electrical, the plumbing, again, the sheetrock, the floors, the roof. They look at those things. They're professionals in it, all right? But going back to it, that's a fee that's there. It is an optional fee.
Right, that's optional.
It's an optional fee. But it's one of the fees that we would highly recommend. We cannot tell you to do that.
Right.
We cannot make you do that.
I've got people that will tell you that they would tell you to do that.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
The ones who's passed and had problems.
That's exactly right. So again, we're talking today about 4 fees often overlooked when purchasing a home. The first fee that we've talked about here today is a home inspection. Highly recommend those, by the way.
Yes.
You got number 2.
Number 2, my fee is not an optional fee.
Right.
It's if you're going to be getting financing on this house.
Absolutely.
If you're getting a loan, if you're borrowing money to purchase this house.
Money.
The bank will require you to have an appraisal done.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Now that fee just ranges. I mean,
Sure.
it's kind of based off of some numbers that they put together.
Yeah.
But it's anywhere, I think, from $500 to $650. It
Right.
really just kind of, there's a broad range there. But again, your lender is going to require you to make that, you're going to have to come in and pay that fee before they will order the appraisal.
Right.
And again, that's something that's very early on in the game.
Very early.
Depending on how aggressive your lender is. But again, in a nutshell, it all needs to be done within 2 weeks.
Right.
So if you have, if the offer is accepted, we're ready to move forward. Then you've got your inspection period for your home inspections and stuff like that.
Yep. Termites.
Termites. And then your appraisal will be next. But again, you'll have to pay for that up front. And again, that's something that's required. It's not an option.
Right. And that's done for both your protection as the person purchasing the home and, of course, the lending institution, whoever that may be, bank, credit union, mortgage company, whatever, that they're understanding and they're getting a professional opinion. We do market analysis, which is not the professional part. The appraiser does that, right? We can get really close to know that we're there, but the appraisal is the one that the lender, that institution is going to base everything off of. It's all going to revolve around that appraisal. But that also, again, going back to you as the buyer of the home, is the home I'm purchasing worth the amount of money that I'm getting ready to get for it?
Something that you definitely want to know,
You want to know that. But the second thing is, there are times that the home appraises for more than what you're giving for it. So then I'm walking in this home with instant equity. That's a good feeling.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good thing. The home's actually worth more than what you're giving for it. That's a great investment that you are making right there for your family and the future of that home. That's a good thing. So number 1 is 4 fees we're talking about that is often overlooked when purchasing a home. The first one is a home inspection. The second one is appraisal. Got anything else to go on the appraisal side of it? Second one's appraisal. Third one is, all right, you've heard of this one a lot. It's called many things. So I'm going to give you some of the names for it. But earnest money, all right? Escrow money. You've heard of that right there.
Trust money.
Trust money. A lot of different names for it. On our contract, it's called earnest money. Right? So again, what is earnest money? It is basically just a fee that's determined by you with your agent.
Right.
There is no standard fee of that. What is the earnest money? But it's anywhere from $100 and up. I saw them $15,000 earnest money deposits. They're usually more between $100, $500, $1,000. They're usually under $1,000. I should say that. Typically, I'd say if you took it across the board, that's what you'd find. They're under $1,000. But it is just money, good faith money.
Good faith money,
that you put forward to say, hey, I'm being serious about this offer.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm really serious that everything else that I got to do, my inspections, my appraisal, getting everything out to my lender, my paperwork, all that, I'm serious about
I'm serious about doing it.
I'm serious about what I'm getting ready to do on your home. So, again, a lot of times we're seeing here, we spoke about this just a little bit last week, we're seeing multiple offer situations. Sometimes the earnest money deposit could be the deciding factor on which offer I'm going to choose.
Right.
Everybody offers full price. There's $100 earnest money deposit. There's $1,000 earnest money deposit. The seller may look at that and say, well, I buy the earnest money deposit.
These people look a whole lot more...
They look like they're more serious to me in purchasing this home. They're willing, again, for that good faith to put a little bit more skin in the game. That's what they look at to be able to go forward on that. So that is something you got to take. Again, we're talking about 4 fees often overlooked when purchasing a home. That earnest money is a big one.
It is a big one.
It is a big one because, again, remember, people are taking what you offer, your offer, your pre-approval letters, everything that you got with that, your earnest money deposit, and you're sending it over to them, and they're making a decision
based off of that.
They're looking at this piece of paper, not you as a person, saying, do we move forward?
Right.
Is this a good offer? Do we counter back? Do we accept it? They're making it off as what on that piece of paper, so that piece of paper needs to look as good as it can.
Would
you agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
4 things we're talking about today. 4 fees. Often overlooked when purchasing a home. We went through the first 3 days getting ready to give you the 4. First one was home inspection. Second one was appraisal. Third one is earnest money. And fourth one is,
again, this is an optional fee in the state of Tennessee. A lot of places this is not an optional fee.
True story, man.
But in our state, the great state of Tennessee, it's optional if you want to have a survey done. And again, if you're buying a house, maybe with not a lot of land.
Right.
A lot of times it's obvious where your property lines are.
Sure.
But again, if you're unsure of that, a lot of times a survey is needed.
Absolutely.
Or again, if you're buying a big parcel of
big
land,
piece
if
of
you're
property,
buying 40 acres of land,
yes,
you're going to need to know kind of how that's laid out. So
right.
a survey, again, can't really tell you a good price on that because it's going to be dependent upon how much land we're surveying.
Right.
I don't know that they have a low. I know they said years ago they used to be able to come do it here, and if you lived inside city limits, it was like $100.
Right.
But that's changed.
It's all changed.
So
So I was going to say, even when you look at surveys in general,
I'm not going to tell you you're looking at $50,000, and it's going to be under $1,000 more than likely. But again, that's
that's all depending upon the amount of property that's being surveyed.
Right.
Because you'll see again on a lot of old pieces of paperwork, contracts, so on and so forth. That the deed would say go 250 feet to the oak tree in the corner of the field at the back of this, and so now those surveys again become in. But again, that's an optional fee.
That's an optional fee. But again, if you're buying a tract of land, something that you probably want to go ahead and
100%.
put. Now, sometimes there is appraisals already on file.
Not appraisals, surveys.
Surveys. There's already surveys on file.
Absolutely.
So
somebody else already done that.
Yeah, somebody else already done it. But again, sometimes they're not.
That's exactly right.
If it's been passed down from year to year to family through family through family.
They say, go back up there to the back corner of that field up there.
It goes up on top of that ridge, and you turn down, go down to that pond, and you turn back over here, and there's a little creek over here.
Absolutely.
You run right through there about 30 feet off to the left and dart back over here.
Exactly.
That's it.
That's how it's described.
Yeah.
Right? So sometimes a survey is warranted, and something that you would really, really want to do. For sure. So that sometimes, though, is a fee that is often overlooked. So why are we telling you this information today? Why have we gave this to you? We, again, want you to be prepared. We don't want no surprises. We want things to be able to be out there for you as a consumer, as someone that may be in the market now or in the near future purchasing a house. We want to give you that information because we have understood now for quite some time. The more prepared you are, the better the whole process goes. You know, when things are already, everybody's on the same page, because you do see a lot. You do see a lot. We do it here. Okay, we do this here. You will see advertisements of no money down. And sometimes, again, that 100% what you said earlier, there are no money down loans.
Right.
But again, there's other things that sometimes go with the process of purchasing a home, like we have spoke about today.
Right.
These 4 things that are there, that you're going to want to be aware of, that you're going to want to make sure you maybe have saved up for that.
You want to go ahead and budget, those things. You want to go ahead and know, okay, I'm going to have, if I want a home inspection, I'm going to have money for that. Going to have to pay for an appraisal.
Right.
Be
prepared. That's why we're here, right? That's why we're here, giving you the information, putting that out to you today. Hopefully, we've been able to give you some good information too.